What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with entry, hold on, number 7 of the June Vlog Challenge of 2020. So that makes it June 7th, 2020. Today was a little bit more of a breaking out for the legitimate first time since we've been released from the I was about to say captivity. It sounds like we got kidnapped. The isolation, the quarantine, if you will. And so we went to Lubbock and got me fitted for my groomsmen tux for the wedding on the 20th. Short and sweet, got in and out probably about 20 minutes. So I drove 2 hours for something that took 20 minutes. Luckily, we stopped and got something to eat for lunch before we went and got measured at a Super Salad, which is like a all-you-can-eat soup and salad bar. And I had a pretty bomb-ass salad. They do it like cafeteria style, where they serve you instead of you just putting shit on your plate. They actually like serve you, and it was actually kind of cool. And then I had that, and then I had some watermelon. They had some watermelon triangles that they were serving, so I had a couple of those. And then I had just cottage cheese for dessert. I got it with the intentions of having having some honey with it, because cottage cheese and honey, I found this out when my wife and I were dieting I think a couple of years ago, and I just found out that cottage cheese and honey is so bad ass. If you guys haven't tried it, I recommend it. So there's that. And then came back and then immediately started cleaning and buying stuff for the little get together we had tonight. Both my sisters didn't show up. Otherwise, I would have had a thing where I sprayed or I poured ice cold water on them. Only my little sister showed up. My older sister didn't, because she's probably still at the lake or what have you. But I had fun, guys. This is something that I really missed when we were in lockdown. It's just something that I knew us finishing the rooms by painting the walls and everything. I knew that this was something that was going to happen. I knew that my friends were going to be back. I knew that my friends were going to come over to the house and they were going to see it and they were going to enjoy it. And it just made it worthwhile. It's very rewarding. So yeah, we played pig in the backyard. We tossed a football around. We played cornhole for a little bit, and then came back in and played Cards Against Humanity. Jess, our friend, got us a handful of expansion packs. Like we got like a early 2000s pack. We got a weed pack. We got a nerd pack, a human pack. I guess it was just cards with like different famous people on it. But it was really cool. It was fun to play Cards Against Humanity with brand new cards. I got probably one of the most messed up cards that I played down. It was like 56 contestants, 29 days, 1 survivor. It was like 1 survivor blank, and then you put the card down, and I put chemotherapy, and it didn't win. But it was the most messed up card. And in my opinion, it should have won. But you know what? I said, I'm going to Al Gore this bitch. I was like, I need a recount. I need a recount on these the cards that you picked. But they were like, whatever. Just shut up about it, Colin. And I was like, whatever. Okay, fine. My sister ended up beating everybody. We were going to go to 5, but we decided to call it. But my sister got 4. I got 2. Chris got 2. And then I think everybody else got 1 practically. So it was a good time. It was a good time. Also, happy birthday. This is the national holiday today because to me, he was so impactful. He was badass. He was amazing. It's Prince's birthday today. He passed away a few years back. For those of you that remember, man, that sucked so bad, man, when I got the news that he passed away. Because Purple Rain was one of those albums, and actually a movie that I watched over and over and over again in high school, and to the point where I memorized almost every single song on the Purple Rain soundtrack. And I love the movie. It was cheesy. The acting was terrible, but you know what? It was a damn good movie. It was entertaining. So that's the national holiday today. Is Prince's birthday. That should be a national holiday. Just musically, the impact that he had on everybody, and just rest in peace, you talented, beautiful son of a bitch. You know, and yeah. So there's that. Other than that, I got nothing else to talk about, guys. This is probably gonna be the shortest one. It's almost 11 o'clock, so I have to go to bed because I got to get up at 5 a.m. So, time's a ticking. But yeah, I just wanted to make this, and I wanted to ask you guys, finally, a freaking week into it. Y'all keep sending me questions, y'all. This is something that I think will make these that much greater, that much better, is if you guys ask me questions like y'all have done in years past, you know, years past, like you asked me about my job, you asked me about this, you asked me about that. And I believe this time last year, I believe I was at or in Albuquerque for Kendall's wedding, a good friend of my wife's, and we are actually planning a trip to go back on the 27th, so that maybe we could see, you know, friends and family and stuff like that, since quarantine is pretty much a thing of the past, which I'm glad, because that means we could probably get to reality, back to life, back to life, back to reality. That song got stuck in my head just now. Where we could travel across the state, or across state lines, I should say, and see her dad, see her sister, and, you know, see her family and her friends. Because, like, guys, that's one thing that I'm grateful for and I'm thankful for, is most of the people that I had in my life before my wife, they're here, y'all. I got you know, all of my parents. I say all because I have technically 3 parents. I have a mom, a stepmom, and a dad. 30 minutes max to one set of grandparents, and then I have another set of grandparents here. My aunt lives here. Both my sisters live here. Therefore, my niece and my nephews live here. I got everybody right here. And one of the biggest things, I was in a long distance relationship before my wife. Also, actually, a couple of years before I met my wife. That's why I was kind of reluctant to have another long distance relationship, but I saw it as an opportunity, because Jocelyn at the time lived only 2 hours away, which my first long distance relationship, she lived about 4.5. So that one didn't work out, clearly, and I'm glad that one didn't work out. I honestly, if it in a parallel universe, another universe, I probably would have dated that girl, and I probably would have lived in her little world, because she was going to have me move to where she lived, because, quote unquote, there was nothing here in Amarillo for her. I'm like, thanks, appreciate you for, you know, saying I'm nothing. Thanks. I'd probably be divorced by now that I think about it. Just some of the things that you know, we don't see eye to eye on, and one of the things, loyalty was also a big thing, and she couldn't do it. I'm a Leo. I don't mean to bring, you know, signs and stuff into this, but I'm a Leo, and loyalty is crucial. It's critical for any relationship for me. And if I'm hours and hours away and some dude hits on you and you hit on them back, and then eventually develop feelings for said person because they're there and I'm not, that's a problem. And then letting her go, and then she realizing grass wasn't greener on the other side, and then letting her come back, and she did it over again. She cheated on me again. Didn't mean to turn it into a pity party. Didn't mean to turn it into a sob story. But it sucked. And the funny thing is she sent me a friend request right before I proposed to my wife. And around the time that I announced that I proposed to Jocelyn and she said yes, and she was my fiance, that friend request just mysteriously disappeared. Never to be heard from again. It was just gone. She hasn't sent me one since, but I kind of took that as she's not happy because she got married, and now she's divorced, and now she's engaged to another guy. It's just, I'm just glad I wasn't on that carousel. I'm glad that my time ran out, my quarter ran out, and I got off. Because who knows, husband number I was going to be, who knew anything like that. So there you go. And I talked a little shit without naming any names. So good on me. Because I could honestly I could blast this person, but I'm not going to. I like to keep a little bit of integrity. I like to keep it a little professional and talk about it in an adult matter. But there you go. There you go. A little glimpse into my life. There you go, guys. That's all I got to really talk about that. I'm so glad that I met my wife when I did. I'm so glad because it was Chris and his fiance, and then my wife and I, we all went to Lubbock today for me to get fitted. And heading back, Chris looked at me and said, "Colin, you've come a long way." And I was like, yeah, He's like, you've done this, you've done that, you're doing this differently, you've done this differently. And I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. In some avenues, I have changed for the better. And Chris is like, man, he was like, a few years ago, it took Craig and I offering to pay for your food for you to even leave the house. Because when the previous girl I was talking about broke up with me, because I could supply everything she wanted except physical touch, I went into a depression, y'all. I was depressed for about 2 years. Not suicidal or anything like that, but I was not in a good place. I don't even know how I did it. I legitimately went to work, went to class, and went home and played video games or watched movies or slept or snuck in 2 a.m. Taco Bell or Wiener Schnitzel. That's what I did. I was not in a good place, and thankfully I had some friends, including one that is still a big component of my life, that pulled me by my bootstraps and said, "Come on, let's go eat, let's go see a movie, let's go hang out, let's go do this, let's go do that." I was thankful to have that support system, and it makes me a little sad knowing that not everybody is as fortunate as me in that sense. Because if I didn't have those friends, who knows where I'd be right now, y'all. 7 years ago. It feels like a lifetime ago, but it feels like yesterday all at the same time. But thankfully I had friends that pulled me out of that rut. I had some family members that reached out to me too, but some of them just didn't understand. And it was funny though, because Chris was even telling me, he's like, "I told you that girl was bad news. I told you that she wasn't good for you. I told you that I didn't like her." And then I should have just listened to my friends. Luckily, I listen to my friends now because they all adore my wife. And I picked a better person. I picked a better partner. I picked a better lover. I picked just an incredible individual that I am lucky to call my wife. And I'm lucky to spend the rest of my life with her and experience all these things that we're going to do together and just enjoy each other's company in the process. Because yeah, there are some days where we bicker, we go back and forth, we fight about stupid shit. Like today, she made me a grocery list and I accidentally marked out the wrong item. So I texted her real quick because I remembered. I'm like, there's a specific item on the grocery list that I don't see, because I marked it off. And so I'm like, "Hey, do you need me to get this?" And she's like, "I wrote that on the list already." And I was like, "Yep, I marked the wrong one off." So thanks, I got it. yeah, just little things like that. Excuse me. And then this morning, she wanted my input on something, and I just did my usual comment of, "You're always beautiful. You're always pretty. You're not frumpy. You're not fat. You're always incredible." And she wasn't looking for that. She was looking for something deeper. She was looking for a genuine response that I was not giving her. So she broke down. She's like, "Listen," she's like, "I appreciate you telling me I look pretty. I appreciate that you tell me I look beautiful." She's like, "But I need you, when I'm having doubts about myself, when I'm feeling down about this or down about that, I need you to step up." And I was like, "Okay, well, thanks for letting me know, and I will try my best next time." So there you go. That's all you can do. I could have reacted like a jerk. I could have, said something that I was going to end up regretting later. I could have done this. I could have done that. But, I was like, okay, understanding. So, guys, I'm going to get out of here. 3 minutes till 11, so that means this probably won't be up till almost midnight, because for some reason YouTube, some 15-minute videos, it gets it up in like 5 minutes. Other 15-minute videos, it gets it up whenever the hell it feels like it. So anyway, guys, thank y'all so much once again for dropping by. Like I said, happy birthday to Prince, and I just love y'all very much. And I think somebody just came out of my house and almost tried to scare the hell out of me. But I think it was just the wind or something. But anyway, always remember my little piglets. Call them Pork Chop. Loves y'all the mostest. Y'all take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all next time, which is tomorrow. Bye, guys!